What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Fanatics podcast. I am Nathan. I'm here with Spencer. How are you?
What's up? We're
All right,
not
so
gonna,
you
we're
sound a
just
little,
gonna we're just gonna ignore that we had to do 3 takes for this video. This is our third
yeah.
take. Hopefully this is the last one.
It's my first take trying the intro, but we're working with Spencer on it. He'll build some confidence. He's a little nervous, first time.
Exactly.
So in this video, we have our 6 running backs we like for this season, who we think you can get at a very good value in your drafts. First, make sure you follow us on Twitter at the FF Fanatics 3. Our YouTube is the Fantasy Fanatics. Check out our website, the Fantasy Fanatics, the FFFanatics.com. Sorry, we post weekly rankings, trade advice, our tiers. We have a forum on there. Let us know what you want. We can put it on there. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're not already. We're really trying to push it, trying to reach a bigger audience.
Yep. Yesterday we did quarterbacks that we don't like. The day before we do quarterbacks that we do like. Today we're doing running backs we do like, and tomorrow we'll do running backs we don't like.
Yep. This is the beginning of our daily uploads up towards the beginning of the 2022 season. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hyped.
I can't wait for the Bills to beat the Rams on Thursday Night Football, 42-17.
Okay.
It's the debut of the new Bills, Case Keenum.
Oh gosh.
So he will see PT.
Oh boy.
On a nice Thursday in September.
All right, so let's get started. We have got 6 running backs, 3 each picked out for you guys on who we think you can get at really good value. You want to go ahead? You want to start first?
I'll start off with Aaron Jones. This is like draft him in every single mock draft. Our main league, I'm drafting at 5. So on the turn, it's a 12 team league. On the turn, sometimes DeAndre Swift, usually not available. It's usually the
he will not be available at 20.
It's usually the James Conner, Alvin Kamara's around there, but he's not gonna stay there. It's the James Conner, help me out, Javonte Williams,
Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, it's that range.
Fournette, that range.
I have drafted Aaron Jones every single time out of those running backs. He had a good season last year. I think he was around a top 10 running back. A lot of people are scared by the whole A.J. Dillon thing. I know why they're scared, but I could see Aaron Jones kind of being like a knockoff Le'Veon Bell. I see him lining up at wide receiver. I see him playing like 60% of the snaps are running back, and the 20% of the snaps he's not there. He could be playing slot receiver. We talked about it in our last video, the lack of receivers they have. Aaron Jones is a great pass catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they do AJ Dillon? Even if they do 2 running back sets, I think Aaron Jones, will score a lot of touchdowns. Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers has to pass them to somebody, as we said last time. Got to go to somebody, and I think Aaron Jones will be that guy. I have him at RB9. He's going around 13, and like I said, he's right in that mid-20s range at 23 is where he is being drafted. But who do you have?
My first running back, I think, is Saquon Barkley. We're both pretty high on him. He is going RB12 at the moment, I believe. Yep. I think if we update, that may be a little lower at the moment. Spencer's got him at 6. I've got him at 12. I think the top 12 running backs this year are loaded. Saquon has RB1 potential, like the RB1 potential. But it's
I just said last time that I'm taking Aaron Jones in that range. Every time that Saquon is available, I overdraft Saquon. Yeah. I have him as my RB6, which he might go down a few spots when I update my rankings. I'm not sure if he'll be up there with the Dalvin Cooks of the world, but yeah, I really like Saquon. If we get fully healthy Saquon, he's about a year and a half coming off his ACL, or I don't know how long it's been, maybe 2 years. If we get fully healthy Saquon, that offense is awful, but Saquon's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the injury concerns are for sure. He's got an improved offensive line, new coach. So I think that's going to be a main reason he's going to have a good season. I mean, if you think a couple years ago, you had Christian McCaffrey and Saquon. They were both like the 2 guys. And McCaffrey, now that he's back healthy, is being drafted as the guy. But Saquon's getting kind of disrespected. I think people forget like just how good this dude is.
Well, Christian McCaffrey is that good when he's on the field. Like, injuries really don't affect him. Like, his play when he's on the field. Saquon just looked slow at times last year. But I think Saquon. I think Saquon. The only thing that sucks about Saquon is like a few other running backs, he doesn't have a handcuff.
Yeah,
like
there's
an
no competition this year.
An injury-prone running back who doesn't have a handcuff. That's what kind of turns me off a little bit. I have him at RB6. Like I said, I'm moving him down. I was on the Saquon hype train early. I still am, but not as much as I was.
Ballpark, where are you going to put him now? Like
probably,
the 10 to 12?
I'll probably put him behind Aaron Jones. I prefer him over James Conner, over Javonte Williams. I do not like Javonte Williams. I was just looking. I do not have him on my don't draft. I kind of thought it was disrespectful to put him in my don't draft because he has that chance to boom.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we're not talking about Javonte Williams. We're talking about Saquon Barkley. We've been stuck on this for too long. Next one is Damien Harris. I am a huge fan. He's kind of the last good running back in drafts. I've kind of noticed that.
Like the last starter?
Yeah, the last good running back.
See, I think he's not. I think there's still one more.
Well, I think he's the last running back who, yeah, like you said, maybe a starter.
Yeah, we'll get to who I think is the last one next. But yeah, Damien Harris in that offense, I think they're going to run the ball a lot. They've got a bunch of like decent above average receivers, but no alphas. So get around the goal line. I think they're going to feed him.
I'm pulling it up right now. I did not realize how good Damien Harris was last year.
Yeah.
Before Ramondre just totally.
Tuds,
I'm looking right now at his stats. He was really good though. I was kind of sleeping on him. And I've kind of adjusted my strategy. Here's his last 5 games, non-PPR. 11, 17, 28, 17, and 13. That is with Ramondre Stevenson. So if you're turned off by Ramondre Stevenson, don't. Damien Harris is a stud.
Mm-hmm.
In that Buffalo game, he had 28 points. He left at halftime. He left around halftime. I think he did return, but it was all Ramondre after that.
I mean, it is Buffalo, so
It was the weirdest game of all time.
Yeah, were they through 3 times?
Yeah, 3 times.
Yep. So swiftly moving on. My personal opinion of the last good starting running back available is Rashaad Penny. I think people are just blatantly forgetting about him. I mean, at the end of last year, the last, 5 weeks, maybe he was the RB1. Like people are forgetting about that. And now he's going as RB29. Something just isn't adding up. When he's healthy, the talent's there. They're going to have to run the ball more because Russ is gone. I think it's going to be the Rashaad Penny show. Like why? I think he is like wildly undervalued.
If Kenneth Walker wasn't there, I would draft him around RB15.
See, I think even with Kenneth Walker, I think he should be around the RB, probably low 20s. I mean, it's still like an RB2. As of now, I've got him at 25. I'm probably going to move him up to closer to the lower 20s. Spencer's got him at 22, so I'll probably be about
like
in that range.
It could be like an Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon kind of thing.
It could, yeah. Yeah, it could.
But with less talented running backs.
Yep. So who you got as your third one?
James Robinson might be an unpopular one. You can get him around pick 111, which is RB39 right now. I expect that to skyrocket up around 30, 25. Every day it's James Robinson, might be healthy week 1. I wouldn't say maybe you could start him for the first few weeks, but if you're drafting an RB39, you don't have to start him.
Mm-hmm.
He may need to shed off the rust a little bit, even if he misses a few weeks. The PUP list, you don't have to stay on there for 6 weeks. That's big for him. And a lot of guys who are coming off of lower leg, foot injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of upside there. Tears Achilles?
Yeah, he tore his Achilles, but he recovered within a year, which is like crazy. I know Cam Akers did it, but that's like unheard of.
Yeah. So if he is ready week 1, I have him as running back 30. I'm going to move him up to running back 20, 25 because he is a stud when he's on the field, and that offense got better. And Doug Peterson.
Yep. Yeah. Big upgrade from Urban Meyer.
Travis Etienne. I'm more worried about drafted Travis Etienne I'm more worried about James Robinson hurting Travis Etienne than I am Travis Etienne hurting James Robinson.
That's fair.
But that is 100%. Who is your last running back?
Finally, I've got Zeke. Someone who's gotten a lot of hate just because, like, I mean, it's obvious he's looked slower. He's been dinged up. Tony Pollard's had a chunk, but he still had a very productive year last year. He's going at RB16. I think if you can get him there, that's a steal.
He finishes the top 6 running back last year, I think.
And
I was stunned when I looked at that. When I looked at that
down year, I mean, with Amari Cooper being gone and Michael Gallup being dinged up, that's just even more work for Zeke. I think when they get near the goal line, they're handing it to Zeke. He's going to rack up 12 plus tuds.
He's stupid durable too.
Yeah, and he gets dinged up, and that's why he looks like kind of slow and sluggish. But if he's healthy, like if we get a healthy Zeke, I mean, he's, I think, a top five upside.
And what I meant by that is he does not miss games, like unless he's getting suspended, like he did that one year. But injuries, he didn't miss a game last year.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting somebody who you don't have to worry about. Are you 100% drafting Tony Pollard if you draft Zeke though?
I mean, Tony Pollard's asking price is kind of high for a backup.
We'll make a handcuff video. We'll make a video about handcuffs later on. But I think if you draft Zeke, you kind of have to try to draft Tony Pollard. Don't overdraft him, but make sure you get him. It's kind of like Dalvin Cook. I do think you have to overdraft Alexander Madison if you have Cook. But we'll talk about that later. Is that it? I think that's
it for me. That's 6 running backs. I would target all of them. I agree with Spencer's. I think they're all good shots to finish way above their ADP. Look out for our 6 running backs to not draft coming tomorrow.
Yep.
Same thing based on their ADPs really going. We think they're overdrafted, so be on the lookout for that. Follow us on YouTube, The Fantasy Fanatics. We are really trying to push our YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, the FF Fanatics 3, and our website.
Any questions on game day?
Yep.
That's when we get them. Or you can ask us any questions whenever, but game day is popping. So.
Yep. And we mentioned it in our previous video. If you want help drafting, hit us up. We will work out a time and date for your draft. We'll try and be available, and we'll help you get a God squad and walk to your championship.
All right, Nathan, you want to hit the out?